Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my second set of questions is again for the Minister responsible for the Nunavut Housing Corporation regarding support for condominium corporations. Mr. Speaker, again, I must express the frustration that I've heard from my constituents regarding the GN staff condo program, the taxable benefit of which is somewhere in the range between $40,000 and $50,000, which will be added to the cost of the units, and the addition of contingency fund to the purchase price, and most recently the increase of the condo fees, which have increased from $700 to over $1,000, an increase of almost 50%. Mr. Speaker, that last matter, the increase in the condo fees is largely due to the insurance rates that condos must pay. Mr. Speaker, as the Minister will recall, I tabled correspondence during a previous legislative assembly that I'd received from a significant number of Iqaluit residents who belong to condominium corporations. These residents expressed serious concerns about the increasing difficulty that condo corporations are facing in obtaining affordable insurance. Mr. Speaker, when I last raised the issue in the House, I was assured that the Nunavut Housing Corporation was aware of the insurance crisis and would be meeting with the Federal Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation and other parties to consider options to address it. I'd like to ask, can the Minister provide an update today on what specific actions have been taken to address the issue of condo insurance availability and affordability in Nunavut? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Minister responsible for the Nunavut Housing Corporation, Mr. Kusuga.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as my colleague is aware, over the last number of years, insurance for any infrastructure that is $10 million or more has skyrocketed due to the amount of fires we've been having across Nunavut, Mr. Speaker. So insurance companies are very hesitant to insure, and when they do, it's very, very high. At the initial stage, just early in the condominium work, the Housing Corporation the government did a self-insurance initially with those units, but as the units become sold, the cost of the insurance for these units would be borne by the owners, by the condo corp, and be paid through the condominium fees. My colleague is correct. It's very expensive to insure them. Mr. Speaker, we are continually working and trying to find ways in which we could help the condo owners across Nunavut in finding ways and exploring ways to see if there isn't something we could do to make insurance of condos across Nunavut more affordable. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
For supplementary, Mr. Lystone.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Speaker. And I do appreciate the Minister's response. However, in recent years, I've only heard of one condo facing a significant incident such as a fire. Mr. Speaker, if I recall correctly, most insurance claims submitted by condo owners are related to floods in mechanical rooms or the exterior, damage to the exterior of the buildings. Mr. Speaker, another issue that I've previously raised is the need for the Nunavut Housing Corporation to ensure that its programs for homeowners to access support for repairs and energy upgrades are also available to condo owners. I believe that this might also help to address the insurance issue. The government's recently released Nunavut 3000 housing strategy indicates that the corporation will, and I quote, support cooperative housing and condo corporations and redesign homeownership programs for people interested in purchasing new, affordable, and market housing units. Speaker, I'm encouraged to hear this. However, I'd like to ask, will the Minister commit to ensuring that this strategy will address the need to ensure that condo corporations and owners can access NHC's home repair programs, so they will be less reliant on insurance claims. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Minister responsible for the Nunavut Housing Corporation, Mr. Koshuga.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I assure my colleague that we are and we will continue to see how we could better serve homeowners in Nunavut. It's getting very, very costly for condo owners and private homeowners, Mr. Speaker, and I look forward to seeing progress in terms of seeing how the Housing Corporation, through its programs, could help alleviate some of the costs. If we can't help with insurance, if we could help through other means, I hear my colleague, and I definitely will be looking into that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Second and final supplementary, Mr. Lightstone.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, I appreciate the Minister's response, and I'll follow up with that matter at a later date. As the Minister is aware, the federal Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation recently undertook a project to address insurance availability in partnership with the Rankin Inlet Condo Corporation, the Insurance Bureau of Canada, and the Nunavut Housing Corporation itself. I'd like to ask, has the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation provided the results of this work to the Nunavut Housing Corporation? And if it has, will the Minister commit to sharing the findings with all members of the Legislative Assembly? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Minister responsible for the Nunavut Housing Corporation, Mr. Koshuga.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I don't have a problem sharing information that is shareable to the public on that topic. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Oral questions? Member